Hi everyone, welcome back to At the Stove with Audrey Grove. I'm so excited that you're joining me today. We're in the middle of a bit of a snowstorm with almost whiteout conditions, so it's really nice to be cozy inside, and I thought it would be really a nice time to bake something together. So we're gonna bake something together. It is Meatless Monday, so we're gonna be making pumpkin maple blondies with some chocolate chips thrown in for good luck. All right, let's get cooking. So, I already started by putting 2 1/4 cups of flour in the bowl. Okay, so to that we're gonna add baking powder. So let's find our baking powder. I tried to get everything out on my counter so that I wouldn't have to go searching. And we're gonna use 2 teaspoons. So, here we go. My cameraman's a little tired today, so if you hear him yawning, please excuse him. There's 1. 2. All right, so now we have the flour, baking powder, and we're gonna put some cinnamon in. And as I always tell you when we're making something, that cinnamon is one of my all-time favorite spices. Just reminds me of the holidays. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon. Put that in. And then we're gonna do a pinch of salt. I never really understood what the difference is between a pinch of salt and a dash of salt, but I'm just gonna take a pinch of salt because I know that salt just naturally helps brighten up any recipe. And I'm just gonna mix that together. So as we've done in other recipes, we've done a lot of substitutions if we don't have something that the recipe calls for. Sometimes it's really easy to substitute. This one, I actually have everything the recipe calls for, woohoo, but it's a little bit different, so I want you to stick with me, okay? Because I bet you've never cooked with this one ingredient. We'll get to it. Okay, so I have all my dry ingredients in the large bowl. Into my small bowl, I'm going to take, I have this 1/2 cup of butter just melting away on a hot plate. Easy way to quickly soften up some butter. Whoops. Now I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of oil. And the recipe, so I do have to substitute something. The recipe calls for sunflower oil. I don't have any, so I'm going to use just regular old canola oil. So I'm going to just check to make sure that says a 1/4 cup, and it does. There we go. Now we got to do something for our sweetener. So this recipe calls for brown sugar. And we're going to do a cup of brown sugar. So I've got my cup measure here. Ooh, oh my goodness. And we're going to just measure out a cup, and I'm going to pack it so that it's really a full solid cup. If it ever comes out, I'll pack it. All right. So let's take this and we'll just pack it down and add a little bit more. I'm excited to taste these. I've made a lot of things during this pandemic that has chocolate as the main ingredient. So I'm looking forward to trying this, which is this pumpkin maple. Yum. Okay, so we've got a cup. I'm gonna put that in. And then I'm gonna take a cup of our pumpkin puree. And what you wanna remember is it's 100% pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. So remember that if you're gonna make this, when you go to the store to get your ingredients, that's what you need. The pumpkin pie filling is different. This is just pure pumpkin. Okay, so let's see if we can get that to come out. I think we need our spoon back. There we go. And then the last ingredient that we need right now is maple syrup. Because remember, these are Pumpkin Maple Blondies. Not brownies, but blondies. Good. So I'm going to take my 1/4 cup. Let me just get that last bit of oil out. And I'm going to put my maple syrup in there. I love maple syrup. So to me, anything that has maple syrup can't be bad. So I don't know when you're actually going to be viewing this, but while we're filming it, the winds are like whipping. It's been a crazy, crazy weather day. Okay, so we're going to cream this all together. So I'm just going to get in there and start mixing because I want to make sure that my butter and the sugar are just creamed really nicely. I'll show you this cool color once I'm done mixing. So there might be a little bit of lumps of butter, but that's okay. So there's ways to substitute to make this recipe non-dairy. You could use margarine instead of butter, or you can use vegan butter. So there would be no dairy whatsoever. Okay. So it's this nice orangey color. And now I'm going to take the kind of surprising ingredient. I don't know if anybody knows what aquafaba is, but aquafaba is, if you are a vegan cook and baker, it's been this new, semi-new product that's been introduced that takes the place of eggs in recipes. And believe it or not, aquafaba is from a can of chickpeas. It's the juice that the chickpeas are packed in. So I have 6 tablespoons of aquafaba, and I'm just gonna slowly mix it into here. So in this recipe, it is taking the place of eggs. I like to try all kinds of recipes, and I thought, I've cooked with aquafaba before. I've used it in the place of egg whites, and I've used it in the beater and just beat them up really high, just like egg whites. Okay, so this is all mixed in. And then we're going to add the liquid ingredients to our dry ingredients. So what I like to do before I start that is I just sort of scan what's out here of all my ingredients to make sure I've used everything. And it looks like I have. Okay, so nice pour in, and let's get every drop of this lovely goodness. I think I just splattered on my face. Lovely. Although they say pumpkin can make a great facial mask, but I don't think now's the time to do that. So, okay. And I'll just get a little bit more so we get all that great flavor and sweetness from the wet ingredients. And we're just gonna mix it in. And once it's mostly mixed, I am going to add a few chocolate chips. Now, this recipe doesn't normally call for the chocolate chips, but my husband asked if I would put them in. And I do agree that chocolate makes a really nice addition to pretty much anything. So we're gonna add 1/3 cup of chocolate chips. And there are all kinds of chocolate chips you can buy. These are semi-sweet chocolate chips. These would be really great with dark chocolate chips. All right, so let's mix this up. I did hear my oven ding before. So I know that it's preset at 350. I'm just gonna try to get out some of those butter lumps. Good. So here's our brownie dough, actually blondie dough. And we're gonna prepare the pan. So I'm gonna take my typical brownie or blondie pan. This one is really special to me because this one happened to belong to my mother. So I always love it when I cook with it because I feel like she's here with me. Okay, so it said to grease the pan and then simply pour in the batter. So here we go. Sorry for making noise. Let's see if we can really get all of it. Looks good. Alrighty, just try to get every last drop. And I'm just gonna try to distribute it around the pan. I see a few little lumps of butter that I didn't blend in, but I think it'll be okay because it'll just melt right into the cake or the blondies. So there we go. Oops, I don't want to, okay. And I'm gonna put it in my oven for 25 to 30 minutes and let it bake. My oven's at 350. And we'll come back when we're ready to pull these out of the oven. Okay, we're back. Just pulled out the cake, actually let it cool for a little bit. And I thought, cameraman, if you can get a little shot of that. It's not a cake, I called it a cake, sorry. It's a blondie, pumpkin maple blondie. So let's cut a little bit. See if it comes out nicely. Oh, it does. Almost, we almost got the whole thing. So I'm just gonna, so you can kind of see inside. And let's taste this baby and see what it tastes like. Still a little warm, for sure. Really nice. Not quite as dense as a regular brownie, but the flavors taste really good. And I do recommend putting the chocolate chips in there. Gives it a nice little extra flavor. This is really good. This would be really nice with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or even hot cocoa. So I hope you'll make that, and you can always email me at agrove@masonicare.org if you are interested in the recipe, or you could ask Carrie Hatch for the recipe. Let's see. Valentine's Day is coming up. We're gonna make something pretty for that, a really pretty chocolate bark, so tune in next time for that. And I'm really happy that you came to visit today. I hope, look, got a little blondie stuck in my throat. Hope you're doing well, and remember that cooking is love that you can taste. Be well.
Hi again. I just wanted to also share with you that pumpkin is so good for you. It is a heart-healthy ingredient, and it has vitamins A, B2, and vitamin C. So think about what other things you could add it to in your cooking and in your baking. Alrighty, that's it for today. Bye.